Not all retirement income is equal. Today, Social Security, annuities, and 401 go head to head. Which one would you choose?
In retirement, you may have multiple income streams: Social Security, annuities, pensions, and of course your 401k or IRA. But here's the thing, not all income streams are created equal. Each comes with its own pros and cons, and even its own emotional baggage. Some make you feel safe, while others make you second-guess every withdrawal. In this video, we'll put Social Security, 401, annuities, and pensions head-to-head. We'll talk about predictability, flexibility, taxes, and most importantly, how these income streams affect the way you actually spend in retirement. Because building wealth is one thing, but learning how to spend it with confidence is a completely different skill set. So tell me, which do you think is safer, Social Security or a 401k? Choose one and leave a comment below. Social Security is the most common retirement income source, with over 90% of retirees in the United States depending on it. Its biggest strength is that it provides lifetime benefits, meaning once you begin collecting, you will never outlive the payments, no matter how long you live. Another advantage is the built-in cost of living adjustment, known as COLA, which helps your benefits keep up with inflation year after year, so your purchasing power does not shrink over time. On top of that, Social Security is backed by the federal government, giving retirees a sense of certainty and stability that private investments cannot always guarantee. It feels like a reliable paycheck that arrives every month without you having to manage anything. But there are important downsides to consider. The benefits are not flexible. Once you claim, the amount is locked in for life except for the annual COLA increases. If you choose to claim early at age 62, your benefits are permanently reduced, usually to around 75% of what you would have received at full retirement age. On the other hand, delaying until age 70 increases your monthly payments significantly. For example, someone eligible for $2,500 per month at full retirement age might only get about $1,900 if they start early, but they could receive around $3,100 if they wait until 70. Another drawback is taxation. Depending on your total household income, a portion of your Social Security benefits may be subject to tax, meaning not everyone keeps the full amount. These rules are based on something called provisional income, which combines Social Security with other income sources to determine whether your benefits are taxable. All of this means Social Security is both a secure foundation and a system with trade-offs. It provides guaranteed lifetime income and inflation protection, but it also requires careful planning about when to claim and how it interacts with your other retirement income. Choosing the right claiming strategy can mean the difference between struggling and living comfortably for decades in retirement. Annuities are one of the most debated tools in retirement planning, but they can serve an important purpose for certain people. At their core, annuities are designed to provide lifetime income, much like a steady paycheck that arrives every month no matter what happens in the markets. This predictable flow of money can create a powerful sense of security and allow retirees to spend with more confidence, knowing that a portion of their income is guaranteed and will never run out. For many, this peace of mind is invaluable because the greatest fear in retirement is depleting savings too soon. An annuity can eliminate that fear by ensuring a baseline of income for life. Another benefit is flexibility in design. Annuities can be tailored for individuals or couples, and you can choose options with or without inflation adjustments. However, these features often come at an additional cost, and the more protection you build in, the lower the initial payout tends to be. Despite these strengths, annuities also have serious drawbacks. The most notable is lack of liquidity and flexibility. Once you annuitize, the decision is generally irreversible. You cannot simply change your mind and take back the lump sum. High fees are another concern, as different providers charge significantly different amounts, and those costs eat directly into your long-term returns. Perhaps the biggest emotional downside is that if you pass away early, much or even all of your remaining principal may stay with the insurance company instead of going to your heirs, unless you specifically added a rider for that scenario. In essence, you are betting on longevity. If you live long, you win. If you die early, the insurer wins. To illustrate, if you took $200,000 and purchased a lifetime annuity at age 67, depending on factors like age, gender, and optional features, you might receive about $13,000 to $15,000 annually, which is roughly $1,100 to $1,300 per month. Compare that with a do-it-yourself approach using the 4% safe withdrawal rule from the same $200,000 portfolio, which would yield only about $8,000 annually or $667 per month. The trade-off is clear. Annuities can pay more upfront because you give up control and flexibility, while self-managing gives you full control but less guaranteed income. If you had $200,000, would you choose the guaranteed income of an annuity or take control and manage it yourself for the chance of higher returns? Comment below with your choice. For most retirees, the bulk of their savings sits inside a 401k or an IRA, and these accounts represent both the greatest opportunity and the greatest source of anxiety. The clear advantage of a 401k or IRA is control. You are in the driver's seat, able to decide how your money is invested, whether that means low-cost index funds, exchange-traded funds, or other strategies tailored to your goals. This control also means your money retains the potential for long-term growth, which can be especially powerful if you have a Roth account where all future withdrawals and inheritances are tax-free. Passing down wealth through a Roth IRA can be a huge legacy benefit. Another strength is flexibility. Unlike annuities or pensions, you can adjust your withdrawals, rebalance investments, and choose how much risk you want to take. But with this freedom comes responsibility. And that is where the drawbacks emerge. The biggest concern is that there are no guarantees. Once the steady paycheck from your job stops, you rely entirely on your investment portfolio to cover living expenses. Market fluctuations can be unsettling, and downturns may lead to sleepless nights as you worry whether your money will last. This uncertainty often causes retirees to spend less than they could, paralyzed by the fear of running out. In fact, many studies show that retirees withdraw only about 2% of their portfolio annually, far less than the widely accepted 4% safe withdrawal rule. To illustrate, someone with $800,000 in a retirement account withdrawing just 2% would receive $16,000 per year, roughly $1,300 per month. At 4%, that same account could provide $32,000 annually, or about $2,600 per month. Over a decade, that difference adds up to $160,000 left unused, money that could have supported a richer lifestyle or meaningful experiences. The lesson here is that underspending out of fear can be just as damaging as overspending. The true challenge of managing a 401k or IRA in retirement is not only making the right investment choices, but also building the confidence to actually use your money so it supports the life you want rather than simply sitting untouched in an account. Would you withdraw 2% to play it safe or 4% to enjoy more of life? Share your choice in the comments. Pensions are one of the most traditional forms of retirement income, and for those who are fortunate enough to have them, they can be an incredible asset. The biggest advantage of a pension is that it provides guaranteed income for life, offering stability and peace of mind that many other retirement income sources cannot fully match. Once your pension starts paying, the money arrives regularly each month, just like a paycheck, which makes it easy to plan and budget. There is no need to manage investments or worry about market fluctuations, which is why pensions are often described as simple and stress-free. Having that steady stream of income also gives many retirees the confidence to spend more freely because they feel assured that their basic living expenses will always be covered. For example, a pension paying $2,000 per month translates to $24,000 annually, and that is before factoring in Social Security or any personal savings. This base level of predictable income can dramatically reduce reliance on withdrawals from a 401k or IRA and provide a strong foundation for retirement security. However, pensions also come with drawbacks. One of the most significant issues is that many pension plans do not include inflation adjustments, which means the real value of your payments erodes over time as the cost of living rises. Another limitation is the lack of flexibility in decision-making. At the time of retirement, you are often given a choice between a lump sum or monthly payments for life, but once that choice is made, it usually cannot be changed. If you realize later that you would have preferred the other option, you are generally stuck with your initial decision. There is also the risk of poor management in some pension plans, especially those operated by private corporations. While government pensions are typically safer, corporate or privately managed pensions can run into funding problems. Although the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation provides some protection if a plan fails, it does not cover every situation or guarantee full benefits. In short, pensions provide lifetime security and simplicity, but they require awareness of limitations around inflation, flexibility, and financial stability of the provider. One of the most overlooked aspects of retirement is not saving enough, but rather the difficulty many retirees face when it comes to actually spending the money they work so hard to accumulate. It is surprisingly common for people to enter retirement with healthy savings, yet hesitate to use those funds out of fear that they might run out of money someday. This mindset can lead to years of unnecessary frugality, where individuals deny themselves experiences, travel, or even simple comforts, despite having the financial resources to afford them. This is where the concept of permission to spend becomes so important. Guaranteed income sources such as Social Security, pensions, or annuities act like a safety net and provide retirees with the confidence that their basic living expenses will always be covered. Knowing that a steady stream of money will arrive every month allows people to feel comfortable using other savings more freely without the constant worry of depleting their nest egg. In contrast, when retirees rely solely on self-managed accounts like 401(k)s or IRAs, every withdrawal feels like a reduction in their lifetime security. Watching the account balance shrink can create anxiety and cause them to second-guess every spending decision. The emotional difference between receiving a paycheck from a guaranteed source and withdrawing from an investment account is significant. Those guaranteed payments feel like true income rather than depletion, and that shift in perspective gives retirees the permission to spend in a way that enhances quality of life. Ultimately, retirement should not just be about preserving wealth, but about using it to live meaningfully. By building in reliable income streams, retirees can overcome the fear of spending and truly enjoy the freedom and security they plan for. A smart retirement plan should not depend on a single income source, but instead combine multiple streams to create both stability and flexibility. This approach, often called income layering, allows retirees to structure their finances in a way that covers essential needs, supports growth, and provides backup options. The model can be thought of as 3 layers. The first is the safety layer, which includes guaranteed sources such as Social Security, pensions, and annuities. These payments arrive consistently and act like a paycheck, ensuring that basic expenses such as housing, food, and healthcare are always covered without worry. This foundation creates peace of mind because retirees know that no matter what happens, their essential costs are secured. The second layer is the flexible layer, which comes from accounts like 401(k) IRAs and other investment portfolios. These funds are not guaranteed, but they provide growth potential and the ability to adjust withdrawals based on market performance or personal goals. This layer gives retirees more freedom to fund discretionary spending, larger purchases, or unexpected opportunities while still keeping long-term growth in mind. The third layer is the supplemental layer, which includes additional sources such as part-time work, consulting, or rental income from real estate. While not everyone will use this layer, it can provide extra security and a sense of purpose, as many retirees enjoy staying active or generating side income to support their lifestyle. When combined, these 3 layers create a more resilient retirement income plan. The guaranteed base ensures security, the flexible layer provides growth and choice, and the supplemental layer adds both financial and emotional benefits. This balanced strategy reduces the risks of relying too heavily on any one source and helps retirees live with confidence and freedom. Taxes play a much larger role in retirement than many people expect, and understanding how different income sources are taxed can make a significant difference in how much money you actually keep. Social Security benefits, for example, are not automatically tax-free. Depending on your overall household income, up to 85% of those benefits can be subject to federal tax. The calculation is based on provisional income, which combines Social Security with other income sources such as pensions, withdrawals from retirement accounts, or even part-time work. This means that the more additional income you have, the more likely it is that a portion of your Social Security will be taxed. Traditional retirement accounts like 401ks and IRAs also carry tax consequences. Since these accounts are funded with pre-tax dollars, every withdrawal in retirement is treated as taxable income. This can create a heavier tax burden, especially if large sums are withdrawn in a single year, potentially pushing you into a higher tax bracket. In contrast, Roth IRAs offer one of the most powerful tax advantages. Because contributions are made with after-tax dollars, all future withdrawals, including investment gains, are completely tax-free as long as basic rules are met. This makes Roth accounts an excellent tool for managing tax liability in retirement, allowing you to access funds without increasing taxable income or affecting how much of your Social Security is taxed. Optimizing taxes in retirement is not just about following the rules, but about planning strategically. By carefully choosing when and how to withdraw from different accounts, balancing traditional and Roth distributions, and understanding how Social Security is taxed, retirees can potentially save tens of thousands of dollars over just a few years. This extra money can translate into more freedom, more security, and a higher quality of life during retirement. One of the greatest risks in retirement is longevity, the possibility of living longer than expected and running out of money. While longer lifespans are a gift, they also mean that retirement funds must stretch over decades rather than just a few years. This creates the challenge of planning not only for everyday expenses, but also for rising healthcare costs and potential long-term care needs. Annuities can play a valuable role in managing longevity risk because they provide guaranteed lifetime income. By converting a portion of savings into a steady paycheck, retirees gain assurance that no matter how long they live, at least part of their income will never stop. This can create peace of mind and protect against the fear of depleting assets too soon. Another tool is long-term care insurance, which helps cover the high costs of nursing homes, assisted living, or in-home care. Without coverage, these expenses can quickly drain retirement savings, as long-term care often lasts for years and can cost tens of thousands annually. Even those who do not purchase long-term care insurance should consider some form of medical contingency plan, whether through dedicated savings, hybrid insurance products, or family planning. Healthcare expenses are frequently the single largest and most unpredictable cost in retirement, and failing to prepare for them can undermine even the strongest financial strategies. By addressing both longevity and health risks directly, retirees can create a more resilient plan. Combining annuities for guaranteed income, insurance for care needs, and medical savings for flexibility provides multiple layers of protection. This approach allows retirees to not only safeguard their wealth, but also maintain quality of life throughout the later years, ensuring that longer lifespans become a blessing rather than a financial burden. Social Security and pensions provide stability by delivering consistent monthly income that feels like a paycheck. Annuities can serve as a substitute when additional guaranteed income is needed, offering peace of mind but at the cost of flexibility. On the other hand, 401ks and IRAs provide growth potential and control, yet they often bring anxiety due to market fluctuations and the fear of spending down savings. The lesson is clear. The strongest retirement strategy comes from blending multiple income sources to balance security with freedom. Do you prefer guaranteed safety or flexible investing? Choose one and comment below.